a paradox. Philosophers can live with it. I believe we can too. I believe it's time to evolve. I really do. Ready? Go. Okay, I'll go first.
Can things be moved just by the power of the mind?
Seeing the table move actually scared the hell out of me. It's clear that we were not lifting it with our fingers touching the tabletop very lightly. And this went on for about 3 hours in broad daylight.
Scientists now believe we only use about 7% of our brain capacity. So what of the other 93%? Could there be hidden powers deep in the recesses of our minds? Imagine a power that could think photographs into existence, levitate at will, overcome the laws of chance and change the odds of winning at the casino.
Anything is possible.
It's doing something that science says it shouldn't do.
Like plastic. It's gonna go now.
Or is there really such a thing as PK, psychokinesis, the power of the mind to control the physical world? Scientists everywhere are trying to unlock its secrets. But there are baffling cases modern science has been able to reach. Extraordinary stories of a Russian housewife began to filter through the Iron Curtain in the 60s. "33-year-old Nina Kulagina claimed psychokinetic powers. Her husband filmed her first attempts, and scientists have been arguing ever since.
Kulagina apparently has the ability to move small objects over relatively small distances with a great deal of psychic effort. What troubles me about a case like that is that the phenomena are inherently small scale.
Over 40 international scientists were called in to examine Kulagina under controlled conditions. They claimed there was no rational explanation for her mysterious powers, but modern scientists are skeptical. French parapsychologist Mario Varvoglis.
She was attacked many times by skeptics, Russian and otherwise, but I don't know of any legitimate, good critiques of a work. So if that does not exist, if there are no good critiques, then the phenomena that seem to produce are quite impressive.
In 1967, the unforgiving cameras were again focused on her, this time by a Russian team. Even in close-up, it's hard to see how she's making the box shift across the table, but it certainly is moving. Russian physicist Leonid Ryzhkov was present and observed her closely.
People who perform these kind of acts are under an enormous physical pressure. The veins of Kulagina were swollen. She started to sweat, and if she was lifting a heavy item, she really had to make an effort to achieve this.
Dr. Ryzhkov and his team built an airtight glass box for the experiments. This was to prevent any possibility of her using magnets, or an electrostatic charge, or even blowing objects with her breath. Again, the results were startling.
Kulagina could move the matches as if a wind had pushed them. She didn't feel too well that day and did not want to experiment with larger objects. But through the glass box, any form of physical manipulation would have been impossible.
Whatever else was happening, it was clear Kulagina was using enormous amounts of energy during the sessions. She lost weight. She complained of headaches. During one PK test, her pulse rate soared to over 200 beats a minute. Her brain activity registered 4 times normal level. Usually she only gave sessions after many hours of careful preparation, which made some critics suspicious. But one day she was caught off guard. In 1974, 2 German scientists paid her a surprise visit. Psychologist Jürgen Keil from the University of Tasmania was one of them.
Als wir dorthin kamen, war sie zunächst etwas zögernd, aber als sie dann erfuhr, dass überhaupt niemand etwas von dieser...
When we arrived, she hesitated a bit, but when she heard that nobody knew of the whole thing, she was very friendly and invited us to come in and invited us to stay to have dinner with her. And she even started to move things while we were still eating.
Wie wir noch sozusagen beim Abendessen waren.
Kyle filmed Kulagina at work in her own home. How did she do it?
Sir Isaac Newton was the first to state the law of gravity. Eventually, everybody agreed that gravity alone formed galaxies and stars and planets, and that gravity alone holds the universe together. Then we discovered a force 1,000 billion times more powerful than gravity. Until recently, we believed that the space between the stars and planets was empty, a vacuum. We now know it is teeming with charged particles. We see glowing electric filaments spanning millions of light years. We see stellar and galactic formations shaped by magnetic fields. Only electric currents create magnetic fields. It is possible that the predominant force in the universe is not gravity, but something else.